Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson say pornography is not just oh, this is going to be funny, right? Too. Pornography is not just sabotaging normal sexual relations. It's making people gay and Jesus Christ. It is making people gay and trans. I got to read this again, guys. Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson, both, I guess they're in agreement, say pornography is not just sabotaging normal sexual relations, it's making people gay and trans. This is why I haven't watched it yet, but somebody's saying some stupid shit like this. This is why people may say they're lunatics.
And so something that is almost never talked about is that this is a generation that's totally sexually dysfunctional, I think, because of pornography. And some people are able to cope with it. Some people don't have a problem. But I think a lot of people, and maybe even a small minority, have a serious problem with it. And the
How does
problem,
it make people sexually dysfunctional?
I think that it's impossible for a real woman to compete with the availability and the novelty of pornography. A real woman, like without getting graphic, she's only one person, and maybe she wants to do something sexual, maybe she doesn't. Porn is, you could have 100 different women in one sitting doing anything, that whatever niche or idiosyncratic thing a person might be into, it's there. And so I think that novelty combined with that availability, it makes it so that, when you think about courting a woman, juice isn't worth the squeeze. And so there's like also a problem of like erectile dysfunction, people that can't enjoy regular sex because it does not compare to the intensity, the novelty, and the availability of porn. It's hyper stimulation. And so I think that's sabotaging a lot of normal sexual relationships.
It seems like it's making a lot of people gay too.
Yeah, and trans.
You think that's true?
100%.
What is that?
I think that the novelty is a huge part of that. I think that if you are somebody that uses pornography multiple times per day, which many people do.
Actually?
Oh, absolutely.
That's a lot of jerking off.
It's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And, if you're doing that multiple times a day, every day, for years, since you're a kid, well, eventually you get bored.
Yeah.
And you want to move on to something more extreme. And you're kind of, it operates, I think, similar to like a drug. You kind of have the same kind of resistance to it that you would to a drug, or a tolerance for it. And you're always chasing that initial feeling the first time you used it or the first time you saw a certain thing. And I think eventually you just chase more taboo, more transgressive. And I think maybe some people are more prone to that than other people, going in a really extreme direction.
Is how Charlie Sheen got AIDS, actually.
Yeah.
Through just being jaded and looking for something more transgressive. That's just a fact.
And there's something too about what it does when you look at it. Because people don't realize that it is a fundamentally different experience being involved in intercourse versus watching other people have intercourse. And I think that actually does something to you.
Tell me, what do you mean?
I think that, for example, I think Steve Saylor has written about this, that there's multiple kinds of transsexuals. And he says that one kind of transsexual is somebody that likes the idea of seeing themselves as a woman, is autogynephilia.
Yes.
And I think that, one of the theories for that is you watch a man having sex with a woman that isn't you so much, you kind of achieve an identity with the woman in like a weird, sick way. You almost identify with the woman. And so there's weird things that happen when you're watching that and having such strong emotional and sexual experiences with it.
Before I respond to any of this, I gotta say this. Both these niggas sound gay. But I'll say this. There were some points that they brought up. I can understand pornography can be like drinking. It can be like a drug. Sex can be like a drug, right? I understand that too much pornography can be affecting people's minds. It could be affecting children. It could be causing men and women to not be able to have productive and sufficient love lives and long-lasting romantic relationships because they're just attracted to and trying to get a high that they got, as they say, from jerking off, but just from watching porn, etc. He also highlighted that porn and sex are different, but what I kind of chuckled and didn't understand was He's saying that people would rather watch porn than have sex. I mean, I've watched porn, I've had sex. I mean, sex is better than porn. I don't understand. You know, maybe it's because I don't have a pornography problem. Like, some of the stuff they were saying was just kind of out there to me. But maybe that everybody's different. Maybe it's affecting different people differently. And I think Nick did say that some people can handle porn, some can't. But you could say that about sex. I mean, as we all familiar with, Tiger Woods supposedly had a they say he had a sex problem. I feel like he just wanted to be a single man and have sex with women. I don't necessarily call that a problem. It was just the fact he was married. You shouldn't be married and having sex with women outside of your marriage. But they have people supposedly who have sex addictions. And some people probably do. And what they do, instead of watching porn, they're having sex with many different people, or they're having sex multiple times a day, and that can either cause a problem in their marriage, or it can just cause a problem in their work. So just like pornography can be a problem, sexuality, not sexuality, but having sex can be a problem. Shoot, when I talk about the Jews, the Muslims, and the Christians, you have people who just become extreme in their religious beliefs. So I think that can be a problem. You got people who drink too much coffee, caffeine, that can be a problem. Obviously, you got people get addicted to cocaine and marijuana and drinking. You have alcoholics, but you have people who only take a couple drinks. So yes, everybody is different, and that's kind of why I'm not a liberal, but that's why I understand like some of the things liberals are saying. It's like there's a diverse group of people, so we have to be open to the fact that there are different ways people live, and there are different problems, different things people can do, and different problems that people need assistance with. But this what I said about liberals also speaks to conservatives, right? There are conservative people who see things in a way, whether it's marriage or religion, etc., and that way works for them, and that allows them to be a productive member in society. So what I try to do is people don't like it. They say I'm not picking a side. They say I'm scared to be controversial, which obviously I'm not, because I say things all the time that all the groups disagree with. But I do think that there should be room for the Nick Fuentes on the major platforms in the public, in the mainstream discourse, right? And there's already room for Tucker. Though it was a little weird hearing these guys talk about this, it should be okay for people to talk about like sexual things, and for people to just consider different perspectives. So obviously people are okay with porn. They're promoting, it's not just okay with porn, but they're promoting sexuality with women, young teens, etc., just on TV and through music, because Stu Peters talks about the rap music. Through music, through entertainment, there's a lot of sexuality put on the children. It may be too much. Maybe parents, as I think good parents already do, watch what their children see. So, I mean, obviously, if you have to watch what the kids are seeing, there's some truth in what they're saying. You don't want the kids, and you don't want people coming across too much porn, too much sexuality. But on the reverse end, we're not going to live in like an old 1800s, 1600s state where people aren't watching, sexual things. Regardless if anyone reads the Bible, regardless of people watching porn, men are attracted to women, women are attracted to men. People have curiosities. So even if people don't watch porn, they're going to think about sexual things, have desires, have feelings and impulses towards those desires. So in a way, Nick is talking about a whole lot of bullshit. He's basically trying to blame porn for what existed before porn. I'm not going to say before porn existed, but before porn was like mainstream and transmitted across the internet and transmitted across television. People knew what sex was. It turned on men and women. So they thought about these things that Nick is now saying people watching porn. So there was some truth to it, some untruth in my opinion. And I'll go on to the last clip. And just after talking about this, guys, these two men, I just have to say it again for my black homies. Pause. If you like this video, please smash the like button, comment, and subscribe. New shows airing Monday through Thursday.